Tony Blewitt on Mix 93.8.
On the line, Breyton Paulse. Breyton, long time no speak.
Long time no speak, Tony.
Hell
of a long time.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm good, Tony. You know, we survived COVID, and we've survived a lot of things. And I think every day we're grateful for another day we can stand up and open our eyes.
Yes, absolutely. So, Breyton, what are you up to right now, this coming weekend?
Yeah, right now, Tony, very exciting news. I'm currently in Kimberley at the EPSA Balderklawe School Sports Festival, where lots of young kids, across South Africa, going to show skill their talent and just have a good time, obviously interacting, networking, and just being exposed to, sort of high pressure games. There's rugby, there's netball, there's football, and I think, just a wonderful opportunity for the kids who haven't traveled before. Yeah. And really, you gotta say thank you to the sponsors for putting together such a event of this magnitude. There's over 4,000 kids who are going to participate, and I think that in itself tells you a lot about the whole tournament. Yeah, there's no place in Kimberley, Tony. Even if I invite you now and you and Zandili and the guys come, there's no space boot. You guys are going to have to sleep in your cars.
4,000, more than 4,000 kids. Wow.
Yes, Tony. So that's a big number, and I think we're all very excited. First of all, obviously the kids are, the safety and where they stay, accommodation comes first. So, EPSA and Balderklawe certainly has come to the party, and you can imagine, so many kids together and the excitement going around. You need to calm them down and make sure that everything sort of worked to plan. So the people behind the scenes who put everything together, I take my hat to them.
Yeah, are you going to be throwing the ball around yourself?
Tony, I might pull a hamstring, man. I'm obviously here for moral support, and representing Balderklawe and EPSA and make sure that everything runs smooth. And together with it, all the mums and dads will be here, and there'll be lots of entertainment as well. There's music, there's obviously rugby and netball, and there's games every day. So it's just a wonderful tournament that the guys put together. Louis de Kock put together a couple of years back, and it's just gone from strength to strength, so it's wonderful to see that schools from all walks of life, schools from all over the country, and not just the big schools. I mean, I need to emphasize this, there's schools from really, really disadvantaged areas across South Africa, which for me is really important, coming from a really disadvantaged background. Nice to see the development of those kids, and some of them are really having a good time to get the exposure that I spoke about.
And what words of encouragement would you have, Breyton, for young up-and-coming rugby players?
Yeah, Tony, obviously there's various age groups, and the young ones, I normally, when I speak to them, tell them that, first and foremost, it's about the enjoyment of what you do. Doesn't matter whether you play rugby or cricket or netball or football. First and foremost, the enjoyment is the most important thing, and also being a team player. Make sure that you fall into the structures of what the coach wants you to do, and not do your own thing, kind of, if you know what I mean. Obviously, there's exceptional talent around, and I also feel that, when there's exceptional talent, you need to leave that person to be able to express him or herself. So for me, first of all, the enjoyment, and then nothing in life comes easy. You need to sacrifice if you want to become a professional sportsman, for instance. You need to go and do extra hours afterwards. So, when you're done with the coach, the teacher, and that's the only way you're gonna go to the highest level, because there's the competition in all kinds of sports in South Africa is really, really high, and especially in rugby, where there's so many boys playing rugby, and only a few will make it to the top. So you need to find a way to be able to do extra to become the best version of yourself. Otherwise, you won't make it. And sometimes it takes a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes when your mates go out, you need to go and sleep early, for instance, and that's the kind of thing. But again, the balance for me is also important, Tony. You can't just live, let's say rugby, for instance. You can't just live it. You need to have friends outside. You need to have other hobbies too, and have a good balance as a young person, because these days there's so much pressure on these kids that unfortunately some of them got sort of put into this pressure corner where they need to feel that they need to perform all the time, and that's not life, Tony. You don't want to brainwash these kids that they almost take the enjoy factor out of it, and they become failures because the pressure was too much, from the school, from the mums and dads, and then it's a lost cause. So it's so important to balance it right to be able to take it to the top.
Excellent, Breyton. If people want to see pictures, is there a Facebook page, a website where tomorrow's images might be posted? Yeah.
Yeah, Tony, there's it's called the Absa Wilderklawe School Sports Festival. It's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be, the media team will post a lot of stuff. And hopefully, people who won't be able to see it can just have a look, on social media, because obviously social media these days, it could be a positive, especially for a wonderful tournament for these young boys and girls. Mm-hmm.
Breyton Paulse, thank you so much for being on Mix 93.8 this morning.
Thanks, Tony. It's a pleasure, mate, and stay safe. Thank you so much.
You too. Good to talk to you again. Cheers. Bye-bye.